Well, what do we have here? We had ourselves a good old-fashioned squash match. We got suspensions, we got injuries, and we got a hell of a lot of news coming out of AEW last night. Welcome to What the Wrestling. This is your AEW Dynamite review. Stay tuned, baby.
You're listening to the What the Wrestling podcast, the show that brings you all things wrestling with your host, RJD.
Perfect.
Oh, you already know what time it is. That is right. Y'all already know. We had ourselves one hell of an event yesterday. One hell of an event. I think I've lost my music. There we go, baby. Let's go. Man, so what the hell is going on with AEW? I don't know, but we're going to try to make sense of this right about now. So let's go. Yes. Tis I, RJD here. Welcome. Yes, I know my hat is a little bit forward. It's hot, okay? Leave me alone.
Nope.
Anyway, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to What the Wrestling, the podcast that brings you all things wrestling. I am your host, RJD here. And man, oh man, we have a lot of stuff coming out of Dynamite. We got a lot of news coming out of Dynamite last night. Holy hell. What a newsworthy show. What a good show. Dynamite was a good show. I'm telling you, I'm loving this back and forth. One show's good, the other show's good. It's all good wrestling. I am a fan.
Perfect.
So it's all beautiful to me. But before we get into any of that, hit the goddamn like button. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel, What the Wrestling, as always. And follow me, RJD. RJD_199 on Instagram, RJ699 on Twitter, RJD199 on Snapchat. But most importantly, follow What the Wrestling on Facebook and YouTube and TikTok. 2 dings. You see what I did there? Follow What the Wrestling on Spotify and Anchor. Follow What the Wrestling because so you get the news, baby. Now, let's go back. Let's get all the crazy stuff out the way first. Yes, we all saw Moxley squash Punk craziness. So, before we get into some of the other stuff, I'll talk about this first because it was the only thing anybody was talking about yesterday and this morning. Sucks that I got a 9 to 5. We got to fix that because I would have been on last night. Might have to switch up the style and do a live only week. But so apparently the finish last night was Moxley's idea. I'm assuming Tony Khan moved it up because they didn't think a finish like that would have been good in Chicago for the Chicago crowd. because, you know, that crowd would have shit all over it. You know, CM Punk is the prodigal son over there. So they switched it. And you know what? That's okay. A lot of people didn't like last night because it was the biggest match that AEW could have made. 2 champions, 2 world champions at that. 1 interim, 1 world champion. Unifying the titles, the biggest match anybody could make. And all they did was have a 5-minute squash. So a lot of people were like,
Nope.
not feeling that. But you know what? I am not one of those people. Here's why.
You stupid.
I think the finish last night with Punk re-injuring the foot, the story that they're telling is a fantastic story that's going to end well. It's going to play out okay? And Khan, we trust. We trust Tony Khan, everybody. Don't we? Don't we trust this brother to make the right decisions and do the right thing? I mean, haven't we been trusting him this whole time? All of us AEW fans? Haven't we been praising him? Now, AEW is not perfect, but haven't we been praising him? Let's give it a chance. Tranquilo, everyone. Tranquilo. Relax. I think they're telling a story where CM Punk probably is going to end up getting the title back, because I think MJF needs to be the one to take the title off him. But because he broke his foot, they kind of had to stop everything that they were doing. It was supposed to be the summer of Punk, but instead it was the summer of Moxley, who has literally been on a run ever since he got the damn title. I don't even know if I would take it off him right now. To be honest,
Nope.
I might just have him beat CM Punk again and have him run through it all the way into full gear and then maybe take it off him. Listen, Hangman chased for 2 damn years. I ain't saying Punk got to do that, but what I'm saying is Punk broke his leg. Nobody foresaw that happening. Well, broke his foot. Nobody foresaw that happening. Things happen. So they had to they literally changed the entire all-out card last night. Like, everything was changed. So many things. Why are people texting me when I'm like doing a video? So many things happened. Like the women's stuff changed. This changed. Eddie Kingston and Guevara changed. Like, everything has changed. So the pay-per-view is what, 2 weeks out, and we still don't have a definitive. Main event. I think that's gonna change. I think Punk is gonna come out there, and he's gonna say, "Listen, I effed up. I came back too soon. But if you give me a rematch, I'll kick your ass." Moxley, you know he's game. He's gonna be like, "You kick my ass."
Get the fuck out of here!
Then he's gonna be like, "You're on. And by the way,
Stop it. Get some help.
I think that's what's gonna happen, and I think Punk is gonna win in Chicago, because the last time he lost in Chicago, wait, did he win the title in Chicago? I can't remember if he beat Hangman in Chicago or not, but I know he lost to MJF in Chicago. So you want to send the fans home happy? CM Punk, ain't no way he getting booed, and maybe CM Punk cheats to win. Hey, you ever thought about that? Maybe we get a heel turn. CM Punk had this look when he turned back last night, and they stared at him while they helped him out of the ring. And you know what? CM Punk could go heel. And then MJF, when MJF ultimately comes back and beats him, MJF could say, "Listen, I'm saving you guys. I'm saving all of you from the WWE guys coming in here and stealing our thunder." And you can make MJF the babyface. I mean, if you tell the story right. I mean, there's a lot of different ways they could go with this, but I'm not mad at the finish. I actually loved it. Genuinely, it was shocking. Everybody, I was looking on Twitter, everybody was like, "What the hell is going on here?" CM Punk, 2 Death Riders, twisted ankle and a squash, and TKO, that's all they got? Everybody was wondering about what the hell was going on. The last time I felt like that, like, what the hell is this, was when Goldberg beat Brock Lesnar in a minute and a half. Literally. Get off me, spear, jackhammer, let's go home. I was like, oh! Literally, I was like going crazy on my couch. That's how I felt last night. I was texting some buddies, and I was like, "Yo, y'all saw that?" They was like, "Yo, what the hell?" I was like, wow. Got everybody talking. They got They got 1 million. Now 1.5 million. Yeah, Did they get 1.5 million? I think they got 1.05 million viewers. So they got over 1 million. So that thing they did last night, they got the rating they were looking for, because you hot shot the title like that, and you don't put that give that match away for free. You better get over 1 million. Otherwise, it would have been
Stupid.
Let's hit that one again.
Stupid.
But they hit 1 million, so it was.
Oh, yeah.
But they can go a multitude of different ways with this. I'm not mad at this whatsoever. This was great. And I think the story with CM Punk being hurt, re-injuring his foot, taping that bad boy up and saying, I'm going to kick your ass, Moxley. And then maybe he can't kick Moxley's ass, so he cheats to win. Turn him heel. I love that story. I think that story is better than him just making the baby face, I can do it, and come back and beat Moxley. I think that's better. I think that's a better story, to be honest. So we'll see. Time will tell. But last night, Don DeMarco for them. Matter of fact, let's give me hell yeah.
Give me a hell yeah. I said give me a hell yeah.
Now let's go to hell no. Eddie Kingston got suspended, everybody.
Stop it. Get some help.
So apparently him and Sammy Guevara had a verbal dispute. Listen, I've written, you heard me?
You stupid.
I've written plenty of reports in my day. We know what verbal dispute means. So, they had a verbal dispute. They had a little scuffle backstage, and Eddie Kingston got suspended. And it was quiet, and he's back now. He apologized. He said, listen, and I quote, he did what he did, I did what I did, but I know deep down that I was wrong. And I believe it was an issue because he was cutting ass on his weight.
Shots fired.
I guess he did a promo about his weight, and Kingston felt a certain type of way. They had a verbal dispute, resulted in him getting suspended. I guess back in the day, this would not have been news. It would have been like whatever. But we are in a new day and time. Things are amplified nowadays. So this is nothing. Water under the bridge. Eddie Kingston, Sammy Guevara, they're both pros. This is not news. This is fine. But what is news is Tony Khan being mad at all these goddamn leaks. Let me bring you guys back. Hold on. Remember when Bryan Danielson, Adam Cole, CM Punk, they all came into the company and they all said, one of the reasons why I joined AEW is because, rest in peace, when Brody King passed, nobody knew he was even sick. Nobody leaked it. It wasn't on the dirt sheets. Nobody knew he even was sick. And then all of a sudden, he just passed. And nobody's happy about his passing, obviously, but the fact that that was kept quiet and it didn't get out, I love that. That's part of the reason why I came here, because if you go to another company, it would have been all over. Everybody would have been everywhere. Everybody would have been talking about it. He just, like, his absence was like, he just went away. His absence wasn't noticed. And then all of a sudden we got the bad news. Now,
You activated my trap card.
it seems like everything is leaked. MJF no shows this, it gets leaked. CM Punk has an issue with Hangman, it gets leaked. This and this happened, it gets leaked. Like, everything is getting leaked, and you also got a problem with, the inmates starting to run the asylum with, them running long on some things, got to cut some things short. You got disgruntled employees. Conan was talking about how some guys, last year, this time he was back there, everybody was so happy. And then this year, this time, Conan goes back there. Shout out to the Wolfpack. Conan goes back there, and we got some disgruntled people back there. Now, it's a minority of talent that are disgruntled, but still disgruntled. So there's a lot of things going on backstage that weren't going on as of a year ago, as of 6 months ago. And then you compound that with the Triple H effect, and Triple H now assuming power. Raw is getting a lot better. NXT 2.0 is getting better. SmackDown is getting better. Now, they're not like, oh my God, must-see TV yet. But they will be. Give it 6 months. Let some stories develop. So you compound everything that's going on, and it's like AEW needs to get their shit together. But AEW has great programming, great product on TV, great matches. Like that triple threat match last night. Jesus Christ. How the hell do you review that thing?
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
I ain't reviewing that. How could I? But you got a lot of things going on, and between that scuffle, people running over, AEW running out of time on some weeks, Tony Khan had to lay the law down, and it just sucks that it had to be Eddie Kingston. So that sucks. Hopefully things start to get a little better, and that's it. Now, last thing before we get into the review, Thunder Rosa is hurt. That sucks. That sucks. But Thunder Rosa, I think Dunda, you heard me? Dunda, down under. I think Thunder Rosa has legit been hurt for months. Like, I think she's been, and you know, wrestlers always wrestle hurt. That's nothing new. But I believe Thunder Rosa has legit been effed up for a while. Like, she's probably been fighting through a shitload of injuries. Hopefully, whatever couple of months she takes off, she will come back better than ever, because the Thunder Rosa we've been seeing ain't the Thunder Rosa that we saw chase Britt Baker for the title. Now they have a fatal four-way: Jamie Hayter, Britt Baker. I was about to say Io Shirai. You heard me?
How about new?
Tony Storm and Hikaru Shida. Fatal four-way. Looking forward to that match. I think that match is going to be great. Good to see Shida back. But Thunder Rosa, get well soon. Hopefully it's not as serious as it could be. Hopefully it's all right. But that sucks, man. That sucks. Now let's get into the review. AEW. So first things first, we had Le Champion, the last survivor of the dungeon. We had Chris Jericho out there first. He called out Danny Garcia. He said, look, man, I just want you to apologize. Daniel Garcia, man, listen, man, you took that away from me. You knew that was my hero. You knew that was a huge match for me, and you took that away from me, man. You took that away from me. He's like, look, man, I just want you to apologize. Think about what you're doing, all right? Just apologize. Say you're sorry. We'll get past it. Bryan Danielson comes out, the American Dragon, and he says, listen. He says, you could be whatever you want to be, but I, just like everybody else here, we know what you are. You're a wrestler. And the crowd is like, you're a wrestler. You're a wrestler. Shout out to the crowd last night. Crowd was awesome. Crowd was great. Love the crowd. I love a hot-ass crowd, man. Hold on 1 second, guys. Let me enter this call. All right, we back. Certain phone calls you got to take, baby. But the end result was Danny Garcia said, listen, man, I'm not going to have you do this to me. I'm not going to have you pick between my mentor and my hero. I'm out. And he's out of here. And Bryan Danielson was like, listen, I hate this sports entertainment shit, but that was very entertaining. And he said, listen. He says, I am Chris Jericho. I am the best sports entertainer on the world, and you know this. And Danielson was like, listen, if your mentor was alive, would he say you're the best wrestler? If Owen Hart, your hero, was here, would he say you're a better wrestler than me? How about, do you think you're a better wrestler than me? No, I am a better wrestler than you. That's basically what the conversation was about. Jericho said, you know what? I'll whip your ass and I'll prove it. Let's prove it at All Out, baby. Chris Jericho said, sure. Bryan Danielson said, I'll show you who the best wrestler is. Jericho said, sure. Let's show it to you at All Out. And then he said, sure, you're on. Won't be tonight, though. And then he said, but watch your back, because you never know what might happen. And Jake Hager comes out. So and beats up Danielson from behind. So we're going to get that Jake Hager and Bryan Danielson match. Looking forward to it. Probably next week. Dax Harwood versus Jay Lethal. This was a excellent professional wrestling match. The end came when there was a handspring. The lethal ingestion got reversed into a slingshot Liger bomb. We had a kick out. We had a bunch of roll-ups. A roll-up into a roll-up into a victory roll into a roll-up into a roll-up. And the roll through. We had a sharpshooter applied. Lethal got to the ropes, but Dax pulled him back to the middle of the ring. Sanjay Dutt came out on the apron for interference. Dax grabbed him by the tie, sidestepped him. Jay Lethal stopped short from hitting him, but Hardwood hit him with a headbutt. Schoolboy for 2. There was a reverse, an inside cradle, another 2 count. There was another roll, and then there was another roll, but Jay Lethal ends up kicking out of that. There was another chop, and let's stop the show. These goddamn chops by Dax Harwood. God damn, he's heavy-handed. He must be, because he was chopping the holy hell. Those were like Walter-level chops from last night. Jesus, hitting your opponent really, really hard in safe places. Jesus. So after a couple of chops, they then went to more roll-ups. But Dax Harwood got rolled up, and Jay Lethal held onto the tights and got the win, which was surprising. I'm not going to lie.
Surprise, motherfucker.
And then we had Sanjay Dutt get on the mic and said, listen, I said we were going to have a triple threat match, but I didn't say who we were going to have. And then he looked to the Titantron, and the Motor City Machine Guns have been named as the 2 who are going to wrestle with Jay Lethal versus FTR and Wardlow. Wow. Motor City Machine Guns, one of the best tag teams of all time, still doing it at a very, very high level. I cannot wait to see that. Then after the break, we had the Thunder Rosa basically relinquishing her title. First of all, she said she relinquished it. Then she said they will be an interim champion, but then she repeated that I'm relinquishing it. So I don't know what the hell's going on. But she wished Toni Storm well. She was almost to tears. She is unable to compete. Legit. I hope she gets well soon. Then we had the Ass Boys. Colton Gunn and Billy Gunn. And this was funny. Max Caster came out with his rap. Very, very good. Talked about the student loan debt forgiveness from Joe Biden. $10,000 worth for people making under $125,000 per year. So good to see that he keeps up with his current events. Shout out to Max Caster. But we had Billy Gunn stomping a mud hole, Steve Austin style, towards the end of the match into his son. And there was a distraction outside where the other ass boy, Stokely Hathaway, got involved. And then the other ass boy threw Max Caster into the steps. And Colton Gunn hit his father in the balls.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Ouch.
Nope.
I guess he doesn't want any more brothers or sisters. Hit his father in the balls and got the win. Colt 45. Stokely Hathaway gave the Ass Boys his card, and they put it in their boots. And they put their boots to their dad to fend off the Acclaim. But the Acclaim came out. Swerve in our glory came out to fend off the Ass Boys. As Swerve came out first, Keith Lee bringing up the rear. And that was that. We had a backstage interview between Death Triangle and the United Empire. Pac and Will Ospreay talking there ish. That was cool. We had the Doctor, Britt Baker, DMD versus Killian King, the hometown gal. She lost to the Lockjaw. Decent match. She is actually decent in the ring. Good for her. Then she cut a promo saying that Thunder Rosa's hurt. Aw, but I wrestled my whole entire reign with a broken freaking wrist. And she's telling the truth. Because her wrist was legit broken. They put a cast on it. And being that she kept wrestling on it, it didn't really heal up until after she dropped the title. So shout out to the doctor for her resilience and toughness. Then we had Toni Storm come down and Jamie Hayter beat her up. They jumped her until Hikaru Shida came down with the save, and that was all she wrote for that. Then we had Punk versus Moxley, which I talked about in length in the beginning of the show. And then after that, we had a promo by Absolute Ricky Starks, who cut a remarkable promo, a remarkable babyface promo, talking about how his neck was hurt. He should have knew Hobbs was a damn cheater, a traitor, and he considered him a friend, but now he calls him a low-down, dirty, slimeball, scheming snake. And where he's from, we cut the head off of Snakes. He threw his shirt on the floor. He said, if you want to take a knife from New Jack City, I think he said, bring your $5 ass to Chicago and fight me at All Out. Woo! Tip my hat to Ricky Starks. That brother was on fuego last night. Back from the commercial break, Moxley cuts a promo saying that he is the #1 in professional wrestling. He is the guy in professional wrestling. Can't argue with that. United Empire come down. Commercial break. Death Triangle comes down. And then we had this epic triple threat match with all of these athletic brothers through 2 commercial breaks. And I am not reviewing this.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
I ain't reviewing this. Like, this was the Will Ospreay. I hope that brother comes to AEW. I know he doesn't live here, so it's a big thing for him to come to AEW. He would literally have to uproot his entire life and come over here because he doesn't. I mean, maybe he doesn't have to because Pac doesn't live here either. I don't know. But Will Ospreay, if he was with AEW, he would get over. He would be world champion, and he would win and make so much moolah wrestling way less than he does now. Like, I know I've seen him do the Rey Fenix hit him with a Hurricane Rana off the top, and he landed on his feet. I've seen him do that before. We've seen Ricochet do that. I think Phoenix did it once. But, like, Will Ospreay is so dope. Like, Phoenix is so dope. Penta's dope. Like, the United Empire is like, these guys are freaking. I'm watching these guys wrestle last night, and I'm like, looking extra dumb.
Stupid.
It's just like, it's this. I think I put this on Twitter. It is disrespectful how athletic these guys are. Like, it's disrespectful. It really is. The end came where Pac was getting the upper hand, and he thought he saw Kip Sabian in the crowd, but it wasn't Kip Sabian. It was somebody tied up with the trash bag over his head, and Kip Sabian came out of nowhere, hit him with a brain buster on the floor, I believe. That enabled the Uzi Open, the United Empire, to win by a springboard Oz Cutter, throwing Will Ospreay in the air and giving Phoenix the Oz Cutter. Good stuff. The distraction caused it. And next week, we are getting the United Empire versus the Elite. Take my money. That's going to be a fantastic match. More athleticism on display. But this was your AEW Dynamite. A very good show. A very newsworthy show coming out of it. It was great. I cannot wait to see SmackDown and see what happens there. I cannot wait for these pay-per-views to come up. I'm even excited for the NXT pay-per-view. Worlds Collide. Going head-to-head with AEW, but not quite. I'm joking. It's going to be in the afternoon. But still, it's a lot of wrestling for one day, but I'm all here for it. And that's all I got for you guys today. So, I am out. Everybody be safe. It's nice outside. I'm going outside. Y'all should go outside and put this on Spotify and Anchor, or watch it later at home on YouTube. So with that being said, I'm out of here. All you guys be safe. I am out. Peace.